Hi, I'm Denise Gustavson.
And I'm Toni McQuilken.
And we're here at the ISA 2023 Sign Expo in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we've seen so much over the last 2 days, so we wanted to give you guys a little bit of a wrap as to some of the highlights that we've seen and a little bit of the trends that we're also seeing in the market. So Toni, do you want to start us off with one?
Sure. So the first thing on the product side is Roland's got a really cool new direct-to-object printer. And I actually have a sample here, and this is not a label. This is actually printed directly on the bottle, and it is very vibrant colors. It is a very, very cool machine at a great price point. I think it's going to make direct-to-object a real game changer for a lot of sign shops that are looking for new applications.
And I think the real cool thing is it can go up to 7 inches.
Yeah, it can do everything from massive bottles up to 7 inches down to things that are just a few inches thick.
Yeah, I think they set up like a drumstick they could actually put on the little turntable, which is really cool.
It is. It's a really versatile machine, and I really think it's going to be something that every PSP who's doing any kind of direct-to-object or promotional products or wants to get into that space, I think this is going to be worth a look.
So on another thing that we had was Canon actually launched their Colorado M series a few weeks ago technically, but it's the first time it's being shown is here in Las Vegas. And it's an actually really, really cool machine. It includes white. White without worry is kind of what they're saying, because one of the technological advances that they have is how the UV gel inks work, is that the white is suspended a lot better with no need for shaking or continual stirring. It actually just kind of floats, which is really, really awesome and helps a lot. But the other thing that's really cool is the technology has changed so much that you can actually print now on metallic substrates, which is something that they couldn't do before because the head just couldn't see the metallic substrate, you just keep bouncing off of it. So this is really cool. You can print on that. They're going to have a magnetic kit as well if you need to do magnetic media. So really, really cool, and it's actually upgradable. So you can start with the basic model and then move up several steps depending upon what you need.
That's going to be a pretty useful machine for a lot of printers.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw it in Chicago, it was really, really cool, and the reception that they've got here has been really good. So.
And speaking of materials and metallic materials, it's not exactly metallic, but I actually have a sample here of Aslan has 2 new films here at the show, which are all self-adhesive vinyls. One is a glitter that you can rub as much as you want and it is not going to come off on your hands. And the other is a velvet vinyl, and they've got some really cool applications. Now, they're not printable, so you can't print on the glitter, but if you are creating any kind of wall graphics or window graphics or any kind of application where you're looking for something that's either tactile or that has a really a pop of detail, these films are really kind of a neat option and something that I think that a lot of sign shops especially are going to get a lot of use out of.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, of course, here we've also seen a lot of media. I mean, there's a ton of companies here. But one thing that was really interesting to see was actually with 3M as well. They actually have a new film here with the new channels that help that lets the air out. So when you're doing graphics and vehicle graphics, it's actually a lot easier to apply. It was actually really cool. And one of the things that they showed was you can really you can extend it and elongate it, but just a little heat will actually bring it back up to what it was before. So it's really, really flexible, and it kind of has that Goldilocks adhesive. So it's not too much, it's not too little. So it allows you to do what you need to do, and it's also a clean removal. So that was really cool. The demo that they had going was really actually kind of weird to watch them just like kind of punch down and it just comes right back up to what it was before. So.
Yeah, I guess the last product that really stood out to me that was launched here at the show was from Plaskolite, actually. They've got an acrylic product that is whiteboard, so you can print on the back. It is fully printable. You don't need coatings. You don't need any kind of pre-treatment. It is shipped ready to go, and you can fully print color on the back, and the front is a whiteboard that you can write on as much as you want. And you can also even write on it with permanent marker and then just use a dry erase marker and color over it, and it wipes clean. There's no ghosting, there's no residue, there's no nothing. It is for applications like in a hospital. If you've got a customer that is looking to replace their boards in their hospital rooms, this is a fantastic option. They can brand it and really have something that's pretty amazing that right now, instead of just using a plain old whiteboard.
That's kind of weird. There's some kind of magic, permanent marker, and you write over it, and then you can take it off. That I just don't understand.
It is kind of magic.
And I am going to sneak in one more product that I saw. It's actually Muto had another product. They had a product out that was really interesting because it's actually technically not released. It's actually going to be released this summer, but they had it here as a preview, and it's one of their flatbed printers, so it's a UV printer. But one of the things that they're really talking about is it's building off some of their other UV machines that they have that are a little bit smaller format. But this can do ADA signage, which I know is big in this market especially, but in wide format generally, because it's now one of those requirements that we need, is that a lot of wayfinding signage needs to be ADA compliant. And this machine can actually do Braille compliant signage with just one pass. So that's really new and really interesting. So I thought that was cool. I can't wait to have it officially launched when we can get all the further details, but it was really cool to be able to see that today.
Awesome. Well, I guess my last isn't really a product, but more of a trend that I'm watching. I've been talking to a lot of suppliers about supply chain, and I think everybody has known that the last few years have been a major pain point with getting raw materials, with getting equipment, with getting substrates. And I have good news for you. That market is starting to ease up. Every single OEM and supplier that I spoke to here at the show said that while they're not at 100% yet, they're not fully back to pre-pandemic levels, they're really seeing improvements. And most of them are saying within the next 12 to 18 months, they're expecting to be back to full operations. They're really seeing a huge improvement.
So that's pretty cool. And I have to say one more trend that I saw, which is one of those that I didn't expect to see actually, is we've been walking around the show for the last 2 days, and one of the things that we've seen is, direct to film printers, and there's been a ton of them, especially for the apparel market. But we're at the Sign Expo. This is a sign show. So we really normally don't see apparel printers coming. But what was really interesting is there was 7 direct to film printers here, which are primarily for the apparel market. And one of them was actually a launch by Mimaki, which was launched yesterday. So again, really, really interesting to see how the market is coming together and really the convergence of all the different segments. Again, it's just continuing, and it was interesting to see it kind of here in action.
It really has been. It's been a great show. The traffic has been up. Everyone that I've spoken to has been really excited and very optimistic about the state of the industry right now.
Yeah, so definitely bodes well for later this year with Printing United Expo. So until then, we will see you soon.
See you in Atlanta.